so week 5 last week.
Yeah.
This week we're going to be working with the element of water. The element of water is associated with winter, and so naturally the organs and meridian lines are the kidneys and the bladder. So the bladder meridian is actually the longest meridian in the body. It starts from the corner of the eye and it runs sort of all the way over the head. And as it gets to the back of the head, it splits into 2. So there's like 4 streams running down either side of the spinal column, runs all the way down through the legs to the heel, sole of the foot to the big toe. So it's a really, really long meridian line down the whole back chain of the body. And it's really sort of interweaved with the nervous system as it runs either side, left and right of the spine. And we've got the left and the right sort of nerves that run down. The left side is your more yin side, feminine side. The right side is the more yang, more masculine side. So sort of dive into that a little bit more as we go in. And then the kidney meridian, it runs from the sole of the foot through the inside of the leg, then comes sort of through the front line of the body, past the belly button, and lands at the sort of collarbones. So we're going to do a lot of forward folding tonight. We'll counteract it a little bit with a little bit of opening of the front line of the body, a couple of twists, but mostly sort of forward folds. And we'll end with a deeper, longer Shavasana. So we're going to start standing. We're going to start at the back of the mat in what is called dangling pose. So you're going to bring the feet about hip width apart, and then just bend your knees, and then bring the belly towards your thighs. And if you just sort of really let the head be heavy, try and establish that connection between the belly and the thighs. And then just let the arms dangle. And the backs of the hands might find the floor, let the elbows be soft, let the head be soft. Nice. And as you drop in here, I really want you to just start by taking your awareness to the big toe. Rooting down through the big toes, feeling that connection between the feet and the earth. And sensing the density of your bones, and all the weight that's coming down through the soles of the feet. And then just beginning to trace your awareness to the ankles. All the way through the calves, to the backs of the knees. And softening through the backs of the thighs. Noticing any sensations, any pull, any tightness or any tension. You trace towards the glutes. And the very base of your spine. It's beginning to soften there, relaxing through your lower back. Drawing your awareness to any sensations, pulsations, any areas of tightness or tension. And then tracing a little further up the spine to the middle back. Softening all the way up to the upper back and your neck. And then can you really relax the weight of your head, the back of your skull, all the way through to the crown of the head. Softening through the muscles in the face. Just allowing the breath to be soft. Anchoring you into every fibre of your body. exhale, can you allow the body to get a little bit heavier? And that downwards pull of gravity. Softening, releasing through the tissues. Let the breath broaden into the body. And then very, very slowly from here, you're just going to take the gaze forwards. Bring the hands to the mat, walk the hands forwards, and then just lower your knees to the floor. And just releasing that fold. Bring the big toes together and take the knees wide, and then just bow the chest down into a wide leg child's pose. Taking a moment to observe any sensations physically in the body, mentally and emotionally. Stay just a couple more breaths here. Very slowly, we're going to come through to Sphinx pose, so sort of counteracting those two forward folds. We'll bring the elbows to the mat, and then if you just bring the belly towards the floor, lengthen out the legs, and then elbows underneath your shoulders, pressing down through the forearms. Option to sort of stay there. Option to use the bolsters, just going to take out a little bit of the effort to hold the spine up if you just rest the belly on the bolster and take the arms in front and just let the head be soft. Nice. We'll be here for just around 3 minutes. Drop in, just observing any places of tension that you might be holding, scanning from your fingers all the way down to your toes. observing any deep sensations, maybe in the physical body, where you feel this the most. Also noticing where you feel it the least. Very gently just bringing your awareness back to your breath. And then we're going to slowly take a rebound now, so bringing the palms of the hands to the floor, just very gently lifting your elbows and then just sliding the bolster from underneath the belly. And then we're just going to come to laying prone, so you could use the forearms as a rest for the head, allowing the feet to be hip width. In this moment, just allowing everything to neutralize. So very, very gently, you're going to use the hands to just press you back up onto the knees. And we're going to make our way to a seat. So just come in slowly, all the way onto your sit bones. Nice. And then if you bring the legs out in front, we're going to come into snail. So your feet want to be about hip width apart. And we're going to take a forward fold over the legs. So there's a few ways you can do this. You can fold straight over and let the heads hang over the knees. Option to use a bolster, maybe place it underneath the knees and then fold over this way. Or if you want a little bit more space, you could take the bolster on top of the shins and then fold over the bolster this way. Again, we're targeting the full back chain of the body, so you might feel a little tug in the hamstrings, maybe a sensation in the lower back, upper back. Nice. The sensation should be around a 3 or a 4 out of 10. If you could, let the head rest somewhere, whether it be on a bolster or a blanket. principles are linked with the nervous system. And our ability to switch things on and switch things off. And that we're sort of talking about the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. Our ability to really rest. And our ability to manage and deal with stress. Associated with collecting and eliminating, physically eliminating waste, but also mentally and emotionally. When our body activates into sympathetic, so our fight or flight, it releases a lot of cortisol, stress hormone, and a lot of adrenaline. This is a mechanism remnant of our sort of primal times, when we really needed it, when we were confronted with real sort of danger on a daily basis. As we've sort of evolved, that instinct has stayed with us, but our daily stresses have changed, and especially with phones and work, it can be harder and harder to switch off from sympathetic and really drop into a deeper state of rest. Bladder meridian is the only meridian pathway to pass through a lot of these main points in the nervous system that are linked with all of our other organs. As we head into the final minute here, again, just noticing if there's anything that is still holding. It might express physically in the body. Perhaps mentally or emotionally, you're able to really let go. Allowing the body to soften. this rebound, really just noticing any sensations along the way. We're going to make our way all the way to a corpse pose, so very gently releasing the fold over the legs, and then just coming to lay completely flat on your back. Yeah, just observe any sensations, pulsations. The element of water as a whole represents our ability to flow, to allow, and to make space for everything to pass in, pass out, the good or the bad. Okay, so our next one, we're going to use the strap. So we're going to be stay on our backs, and then if you grab hold of the strap, so if you make yourself a little loop. So if you pose the strap all the way through, and then hook it round just one. Now the smaller the loop, the more deep this is going to be on the hamstring, so you might want to start by giving yourself quite a big loop. And then we're going to take the strap around the back of the head, come onto our backs, and then hook the foot round the strap. So the head will be off the floor and sort of supported by the strap. And you're looking for a slight sensation in the right hamstring, and we're also decompressing the back of the neck too.
Just one leg.
One leg, yeah. Let's go with the right leg. Yeah, so if you take it round sort of the back of the head. And then it should sort of counter pull. Then you, again, as you land here, you might need to adjust it slightly. If you're wanting a slightly deeper sensation, make the gap a little bit shorter. And if you're wanting less of a sensation, if you make the gap a bit bigger. Does that feel okay?
Mm.
Yeah. And if you just rest the hands by the side, just allowing the weight of the head to be supported, simultaneously letting the weight of the leg be supported. Physical symptoms could be lower back pain or any sort of tension in the spine. Physical symptoms might be disturbed sleep or shallow sleep, loss of appetite, also inflammation in the bladder, and also the intestine. If we're not able to fully process and release stress, we get ourselves stuck in that state of sympathetic. It can show up as inflammation in the body. It's really important that we're able to allow our emotions to flow through us. There's a Jewish proverb that said, what soap is for the body, crying is for the soul. Final minute here. Let's take a couple more breaths. First of all, we're just going to take the hands to the strap. Draw the chin slightly in towards the chest so you take the weight out of the strap, and then if you release the strap from around the head and just let the head come to the mat. Nice. Now from here we're going to take a twist. So keeping the strap around the foot. Just guiding the leg all the way over to the left. Nice. Then you could take a bolster out to the side, maybe with a block. Just give yourself somewhere to rest the leg. And then maybe reaching the right arm out in line with the right shoulder. There might be a slight engagement of the left hand just in order to keep hold of the strap. Letting the right leg be heavy. So the kidneys, similarly, to do with detoxifying liquid in the body. They process all of our fluids, our bloods. And it provides a sort of internal immune response. Pushing through and depleting our energy supplies, both physically and mentally, is what will lead to an imbalance within the kidneys. Also motivation, willpower, and authenticity are aspects of this energy line. Let's take just a couple more breaths here. On your next inhale, just very, very slowly, guiding the leg all the way back through to center. And then if you just unhook the strap from the sole of the foot, and then just allow the right leg to soften towards the floor next to the left. Just for a moment, observe physically, mentally, energetically, any sensations. So we're going to take that on the other leg. So when you're ready, if you grab hold of the strap, placing it around the back of the heads, and then bring the sole of the left foot in this time. You might need to adjust the length of the strap. It might need to go a little bit longer, might need to be a little bit shorter. Again, you're looking for that sensation, maybe in the left hamstring, allowing the lower back to be soft. Nice, and then see if you can really let go of the weight of the heads. There should be no sort of engagement or strain in the neck. Just allowing the strap to hold the weight of the skull. Just notice any maybe resistance physically. trust yourself to let go here. Any resistance mentally? Okay, we're over halfway. So gently just bringing your awareness back to your breath, back to the physical body. And then taking the hands to the strap, slightly draw the chin to the chest before just releasing the head and the skull to the mat. And then we're going to take that twist, just allowing the left leg to drop over to the right. And you might reach that left arm out in line with the left shoulder. You might rest the left leg on a bolster. Just prop it up. Releasing all physical effort. So questions for this element. Am I able to allow and show my emotions? Do I let myself really rest? often doubt myself. As we approach the final minute here, you're able to let go just a fraction more. Every fibre, every cell, physically letting go, mentally releasing. Just take 3 more breaths. Then with ease, with gentleness, just beginning to release as we come back through to a neutral spine. And then if you just gently unhook the strap from the sole of the foot. And then either bending the knees or extending the legs, we come into rebounds. Just notice whatever you notice. So from this space, we're going to make our way to our final Shavasana. So taking any steps necessary in order to find a space that you can totally drop into. blanket over your toes, or a bolster underneath your knees. Allowing the backs of the hands maybe to find the earth and the palms of the hands to lift up. Allowing yourself to be completely resting. Simply, naively, openly, completely resting. Making time for the dust to settle and the muddy waters to come. Simply waiting for a stream of deep knowing to flood your already vibrant understanding. Even the moon renews itself. Even the ocean breathes. See this connection and let the morning curve of sunlight arcing across this blue planet guide you out beyond any sorrows in your hearts into the sunrise of your life. And your love. Simply resting. And I will guide you out. Noticing your conscious body. Feel your breath as it passes in and out through your lungs. Sense the density of your bones. Releasing any remaining tension. You very gently begin to invite any movement back in as soon as you feel ready. You might just draw the knees in towards your chest. And when you're ready, rolling over to the left side into the fetal position. Just making space here to leave anything that you need to leave on the mat. Feel very slowly making your way back to a seat of your choice. You might just keep the eyes closed, just remain in that state of introspection just for these final few seconds. Just observe physically, mentally, energetically, anything that is there. Hands to Anjali Mudra to prayer, heart center if that feels right for you, the mudra of gratitude. As we bow to this practice, to ourselves for carving out the time to slow down, and to each other for this collective, I bow to you. Namaste. Thanks for coming, thanks for running this journey with me. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any